Shout out to the Cows Gang. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer, and welcome to the show, Victim or Volunteer. Well. Cows Gang, I gotta talk about this situation. This is something that is kind of like a backfire. This is kind of like when you open up a can of worms and make things worse than they have to be. I gotta talk about this. For those who don't know, you have a 52-year-old man who is a state prisoner. His name is Tremaine Carroll. Now, this dude is a convicted criminal, right? And he's out there in a women's prison in Chowchilla, California. Now, I know some of y'all like, why is this man in a women's prison when he's a man? Oh no. You wanna know why he's in a women's prison? Because he identifies as a woman. You can't make Yes, Cows Gang. When it comes to Tremaine Carroll, he must be referred to as she or her pronouns because Carroll identifies as a woman. So now all of a sudden, District Attorney believes that this defendant is abusing the system. But how is he abusing the system when you gave human beings that option to identify as a man, even though you're a woman, identify as a woman, even though you're a man, and all this different bullshit. Now, I know y'all like, well, what happened? Well, what ended up happening was, while he's out there in the women's prison, he ended up getting one woman pregnant. And that was his first cellmate. And when she got pregnant, you know what I'm saying, they took her out the cell and was moved to Los Angeles. So two other cellmates, women, was up in his cell and they complained that he raped them. So now they have rape charges on this inmate. But here's the problem. They cannot prosecute the case because he identifies as a she/her. You have to be a man in order to be charged with rape. I want all y'all to pay attention to what I just said. You have to be a man in California to be convicted or charged or prosecuted of rape. So I want y'all to understand the bias that I'm telling you right then and there. And of course, the district attorney is talking about it's unfair to victims and all this jive. You know, so basically what I got from this is a woman can't rape a man or a woman can't rape a child or, you know, it gotta be a man. Now I know y'all like, well, how did all this come about with this, you know, man able to say he's a she or a her? Well, it was a bill that was passed back in 2021, January 1st. It's called a Senate Bill 132. But, before we get to that, let me go ahead and let the news.
A Madera County judge ruled this week 52-year-old state prisoner Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she/her pronouns because Carroll identifies as a woman. But the district attorney believes the defendant is abusing the system.
This is a person who's not a woman in any sense of the word.
In March, DA Sally Moreno charged Carroll for rape allegedly committed while incarcerated at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla.
After his first cellmate became pregnant and was moved to Los Angeles, two other cellmates of his complained that he had raped them. So we have filed rape charges against this inmate.
Moreno says the ruling regarding pronouns impacts her ability to prosecute the case.
This is a particular issue in this case because it's confusing to the jury. In California, rape is a crime that has to be accomplished by a man.
Hey, yo, what the f?
Supervising Deputy DA Eric Dutemple says it's also unfair to the victims.
It's just absolutely insane that a victim would have to get on the stand and police their pronouns and their usage when trying to recite one of the most scariest times in their lives.
Carroll was allowed to serve time in a women's prison despite being a biological male because of Senate Bill 132, the Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act, which took effect in 2021. It allows inmates to be housed with the gender they identify as. The CDCR website points out state law prohibits discrimination based on gender identity.
There's no psychological evaluation that needs to be done. This person doesn't need to be on cross-gender hormones. They don't need to be signed up for transgender surgery. They don't even need a significant psychological evaluation regarding gender confusion. The mere statement is enough.
The CDCR has since relocated Carroll to Salinas Valley State Prison for Men. We reached out to CDCR about the case. They sent us a statement about Senate Bill 132, adding that they thoroughly investigate all allegations of sexual abuse, but they do not comment on cases in current litigation. Moreno says Carroll fired the defense attorney handling the case and has chosen to move forward with self-representation in court. Carroll's next court date is set for January 14th. Brianna Willis, ABC 30 Action News.
Now, did you hear what the woman said in the news video? She said that there haven't been no psychological testing and all this stuff. He haven't had a sex change and all that stuff. So you telling me that in order to identify as a different gender, I have to have a sex change, I have to have a mental evaluation. See, this how you know that our society and these democratic liberals. And the reason why I say that, because if a person says they're gay and they say that they identify as a man or woman, whatever, and you say that's their right, then why they have to have some type of psychological evaluation? But then when somebody say, hey man, man is supposed to be with a woman, woman's supposed to be with a man, and anybody that identifies as being gay or say they're gay or transgender, that they have mental issues and they have psych problems, but then they get shamed and ridiculed. So you see what I'm talking about, Cal's gang? I want y'all to take heed to this. Now, I'm not here to tell y'all to be Democrat or Republican or nothing like that. I'm just want to let you know what the truth and what their agenda is. So let's get back to the Senate Bill 132, right? Just like they said, it's the Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act. And again, January 1st, 2021, it allows incarcerated, transgender, non-binary, and intersex people to request to be housed and searched in a manner consistent with their gender identity, right? And the purpose of this is to ensure successful continued implementation of SB 132, CDCR signed and contract with the Moss Group Incorporated, a Washington, D.C. based nationally renowned criminal justice consulting firm in October 2021 to provide long-term policy recommendation. So basically what they say is to provide a safe, humane, respect, and rehabilitative environment for all incarcerated people, including transgender, non-binary, and intersex community, and is working to implement the law. So they open up a can of worms, y'all. And if y'all want to look at the bill, just Google it and you can see everything you need to know. But they open up a can of worms. Now, that's what started this situation. But let's go back to what led to the Senate Bill 132, in my opinion. Let's go back to Barack Obama when he was president in office. See, let's go through some of the timeline as him being president. Now in 1996, he supported domestic partnership and same-sex marriage, at least according to the paper trail, right? Down the line, in 1998, he was undecided about the same-sex marriage. And this is through the Time magazine. 2004, Obama opposed the Federal Defense of Marriage Act while running for U.S. Senate in Illinois. He also opposed same-sex, so he opposed it back in 2004. 2006, Obama questions his own opposition to same-sex marriage. In 2007, during a Democratic primary, Obama reaffirms support of strong civil unions that offers all the rights that come with the opposite sex marriage. So in 2008, as presidential candidate, Obama pledged to repeal DOMA, D-O-M-A, and that is Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which banned the service of openly gay troops in the U.S. military. 2009, Obama signs the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Act. 2010, he starts evolving on gay marriage. 2010, Obama signs a bill repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell. February 2011, Obama instructs the Justice Department to stop defending DOMA in court, saying that he believes it is unconstitutional. May 2012, Obama becomes the first president to support same-sex marriage. 2014, Obama signs an executive order protecting LGBT employees working for government contractors. 2014, Obama administration interprets the Civil Rights Act as support of LGBT rights. January 2015, Obama becomes the first president to use the word transgender in the State of the Union address. April 2015, Obama says that conversion therapy for minors should be banned. Oh, and not only that, he also put the White House and made it rainbow, the sign of LGBTQ. He also did that. Now, I want y'all to understand on why I said in the previous video that Obama didn't do nothing for black people. He did something for everybody else. He did something for, like I told y'all, the banks. He did something for General Motors. He did something for the LGBTQ. Now, it's funny that he comes out with the protection and the civil rights of the LGBTQ, and he didn't do nothing for black people. And also, black people did not benefit with Obama being in office. Again, this is my opinion, my thoughts. Obama opened up the floodgates for what's going on today, as far as this dude, Tremaine Carroll. And I understand that our society is want to come out with all these different genders and all these different manners where, you know, you can identify as other, they, and dog and cat and all that, but the reality is the reality. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. Now, I don't think that people should be abused and killed for hate, but it's funny how they're more protected than us black people. So I gotta ask y'all, Cows Gang, I know y'all thinking like, is Tremaine Carroll a victim of volunteer? But no. I wanna know, is the state of California for opening up the floodgates and the Senate Bill 132 and Barack Obama, who initiated all this, those three, I got to know, are they a victim or volunteer? Now, I already know people gonna sit back and come with some justification or come with some shame tactics, but guess what?
I don't give a what you think.
Y'all tell me what y'all think. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Cows Gang, Cows Gang.